been seeing reels, shorts, and TikToks like this lately?
Anything. This, especially, looks like we got tagged.
Or this?
Are part of a sex trafficking ring. There is usually a script with these messages. Really what they want you to do is just respond, because that's all they really need to ping your location.
Or that?
Literally shaking right now. The weirdest just happened to me.
I came back out here, there was a water bottle on my hood. To say, be aware of your surroundings.
Well, I have too. And as someone with severe and chronic anxiety, it's not so good for my delicate nervous system, to say the least. So obviously, I had to do a deep dive to figure out, is any of this true? Should I be worried? Should I be heeding these warnings as a woman who often travels by herself with a small child? Should I be methodically checking every inch of my car when I go anywhere alone? Packing a bag full of tasers, pepper spray, and mayonnaise to throw at any prospective attackers?
Get back, I'll do it, I'm crazy.
Evident.
I'm sorry. We can watch it.
And if not, how can I actually keep myself safe? And also, how can I tell the real from the fake things when it comes to these safety videos? Let's talk about it. First, we are going to go through a list of just some of the misinformation that is out there, and then we will talk about how to keep yourself safe. And then after that, we will talk about ways to distinguish real versus fake posts on social media. What is valid information and what is just fear-mongering to get clicks, views, and attention. Let's discuss this video.
If you ever get in your car and something is lodged in your windshield wipers, don't turn your windshield wipers on to free the object.
Like, someone was so sweet to give us money. Not. This is usually laced with some kind of sedative, and as soon as you touch it, smell it, you're gonna be passed out and someone's gonna get you.
This is actually based on a hoax that's been circulating on social media for years. It's warning people of a supposed tactic where traffickers incapacitate and abduct their victims by putting items on their windshields like money, flyers, clothing, or types of paint even. These things are claimed to be laced with drugs to knock you out or to contain a substance that would smear on your windshield when the wipers are turned on. However, there is this much, zero evidence that this tactic is used by traffickers. This has been debunked by multiple fact checkers, including USA Today, The Daily Dot, and Playbuzz. Resources in the description if you want to give those a read. It has been thoroughly debunked. On to the next one. Is this real or is it fake?
Oh, and our first guest of the day, the old water bottle trick. Notice I went ahead and didn't touch it. Don't touch anything.
So we've all seen the stories about where people have pieces of ribbon wrapped around their windshield wipers or strings or zip ties on their door handles of their cars. But here's a new one for you that is ridiculous. Water bottles behind the back wheel. And as I'm leaving the parking lot, I'm driving around and I see all these water bottles strategically placed behind these SUVs that coincidentally are probably driven by moms, or parents, or you know what I mean?
According to Snopes, which their specialty is fact-checking, this viral claim that people are placing water bottles on or under tires to lure drivers out of their car and abduct them is, you guessed it, false. Snope explains why this claim is implausible and inefficient as a method of abduction, stating that it would require the kidnapper to wait for a long time for the driver to return, hope and pray that the driver does not notice the water bottle once they enter their car, and then again, hope that the driver exits the car after they drive over the water bottle to remove it or to check out what happened. This would give the driver so many chances to escape and call for help, as opposed to the kidnapper just attacking someone before they entered their car. And, talking about this video and how many opportunities that someone would have to escape in that scenario makes me think of this video.
I went to go to Walgreens to pick up some stuff, and then I come out and I notice this big old van parked right up next to me. It's like Look at all that space. He could have parked anywhere. I went back inside, I waited, and I asked an employee to walk me out to my car, because I'm not about to get snatched up today. No thank you. But then he starts driving away. Like, yeah, no, missed opportunity, sir.
This video made me think of a quote from an article in my resources. Have a look. I'm pretty sure this is a Snopes article referencing the Montgomery Advisor, who says that experts say these stories of young girls snatched from their mothers in broad daylight, stalked in crowded supermarkets, or kidnapped across the U.S. border aren't true. Worse, spreading them can hurt, not help, efforts to dismantle human trafficking. Traffickers are too smart to try and snatch unwitting victims from grocery store parking lots, city parks, and places like this, despite the many urban legends that continue to circulate on social media. So yeah, we don't really have to worry that much about being snatched from public places. You don't have to be overly concerned when you go grocery shopping. So this one.
The woman in the TikTok says sex traffickers are using a car seat as bait to kidnap women and children.
This is something that's been cycling for years and years. I remember hearing about it probably 10 years ago. This one claims that traffickers use abandoned car seats to lure in their victims, especially women and children, by placing them on the side of the road or in a parking lot, hoping that a woman or child or whoever will come up thinking that there's a baby in there. However, this claim has been repeatedly debunked by not only local police, but also the organization behind the National Human Trafficking Hotline, who themselves say that this is unfounded and based merely on rumors. In fact, according to PolitiFact, a fact-checking organization, there is no evidence that sex traffickers use this tactic, and it's unlikely they would risk drawing so much attention to themselves by leaving a conspicuous object in a public place. This next one.
So what human traffickers do is they will go around to vehicles when they see people alone, and they will put zip ties on your door handles, on your windshield wipers, on your mirrors.
This especially looks like we got tagged.
This viral claim says that sex traffickers use zip ties to mark potential targets, placing them on your car, house, or even on your person. However, this claim has been refuted by law enforcement and anti-trafficking organizations who say that there is no evidence that zip ties are used for this purpose. Zip ties are not a common tool or symbol of human trafficking, and the spreading of false information about this can create fear and confusion among the public. Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise! Misinformation isn't helping anyone, it's hurting people because they're looking out for the wrong things to keep themselves safe. What about other forms of car tagging? I mean, we've all seen the pictures and videos of people supposedly getting tagged by human traffickers with anything from hairbands to paint to even writing on their windshield, like in the dust. Are these things that we should be concerned about? Should you be worried about getting tagged? Well, time and time again, these things have also been shown to be hoaxes. So if you do find yourself tagged, it's probably just someone who's playing a prank on you and they're trying to scare you. On we go, on we go. Okay, this one I have seen in so many places and it is terrifying and it looks so real. This one has been based on a false rumor that has circulated on social media since late 2019, warning people that this is a trafficking tactic. It originated in Florida, where people were claiming that traffickers would lie in the road to trick motorists into stopping their cars and then abduct them. However, this rumor was debunked by Snopes, again, link in description, which found zero, no, nada, none evidence of any such incidents or reports from law enforcement or anti-trafficking organizations. This rumor was likely inspired by a video from Mexico where a woman was seen lying on the road and then getting up and running away. However, that video was completely unrelated to sex trafficking, and the woman was later identified to just be having some mental health struggles. On to the next.
Are part of a sex trafficking ring. There is usually a script with these messages that is designed to send you a specific message regardless of what you respond with. Really what they want you to do is just respond, because that's all they really need to ping your location.
This is a recurring hoax that warns people that text messages from strangers pretending to have the wrong number are actually sex traffickers who are trying to lure in those victims. The messages usually include a picture of a pretty woman requesting to chat or meet up. However, there is no evidence that these messages are related to sex trafficking. They're likely spam that's designed to trick people into clicking malicious links more so. It's much easier to steal information from people than to actually steal people. So the best way to deal with that is, just ignore, block, and delete those. Don't mess with it. It's not a good thing, but it's probably not going to end up costing you your life. Okay, so we have gone through things that maybe you shouldn't be worrying about too much. How can we actually keep ourselves safe from these things? The National Human Trafficking Hotline advises that the most common way that people become victims of these things are through false job offers, fraudulent modeling and acting opportunities, and coercion by someone that you know and trust, like a family member, a friend, a romantic partner. The best way to prevent being trafficked is to be aware of the signs and indicators of human trafficking and to report any suspicious activity or situation to the authorities or to a hotline, as well as to just be alert, cautious, and aware of your surroundings in public places, keeping an eye out for situations that don't feel right to you, and just being aware of your surroundings in general can really, truly be life-saving. If you want more information on how you can actually keep safe, and I mean factual information, not these made-up things from TikTok, from Instagram, from YouTube, whatever, things from professionals, people who are authorities on these things, I want you to please look in the description, go to the Department of Homeland Security's Blue Campaign website. I'm not an authority on how to prevent from being a victim, but they are. So give their website a look, get some actual education on how to keep yourself safe, as opposed to these things that actually won't keep you safe because they are just made for views and not actually to help you. But how can we avoid falling into this trap of fear-mongering? How can we avoid believing something that isn't true online? We want to be sure that when we're listening to someone on social media, before we put our trust in them, think about this. Are they credible? And are they reliable? Are they reputable? Are they an expert? Is it a media outlet? These people are usually held to a higher standard. We want to avoid anything that is posted anonymously, that is obviously biased or sensationalized. And I think that is actually why these are so popular, is because it's sensational. It's scary, it's danger, it's a way to supposedly keep yourself safe from these things. And even if it's just an average Joe, like me, I'm an average Joe. One way that we can make sure that that person is speaking truth is, do they have citations? Do they have references? Do they have links to their original sources? Another way that we can keep safe from misinformation is by getting educated. We can learn more about the facts and myths of human trafficking. This video only touches the very tip of the iceberg. So go to the US Department of State, the International Labor Organization, or the Polaris Project. As we've just talked about, we need to also be aware of what are the actual signs and indicators of human trafficking. It's like a fake dollar bill, right? You can't know what a fake dollar bill looks like unless you know what a real dollar bill looks like, right? So we need to know what the real signs and indicators of human trafficking are in order to also know what those fake indicators look like. We need to be critical. We need to question the motives and the intentions of the content creator or whoever's sharing that content. Do they have an agenda? Are they trying to sell pepper spray? Are they trying to sell their course on personal safety? And do they provide evidence to support their arguments and claims? Or is it just emotional and inflammatory? This last thing is so important. If you know something is false, for a fact, and you encounter it on social media, you can report it to the platform. You can even report it to authorities. This is our way of being able to correct the misinformation that's out there. I do want to say, as much as reporting things might be a good idea, please don't start insulting people or arguing with them online. It doesn't help anybody. My pet peeve with these videos is that for the most part they are not helpful. They are actually the opposite of helpful because they have people looking out for the wrong signs to keep themselves safe. They're fear-mongering for views. And I don't say that to put any heat on those creators. I am sure that they are in the dark about these facts. They are just repeating things that they have heard and aren't intentionally spreading misinformation. However, at the same time, we have an obligation to do our utmost to spread only true information, not just information that goes viral. If you have enjoyed this video, please do hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. I am an itty bitty channel and I notice every single sub. I get a little notification and it makes my day that you want to see more of me. Thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely day. Bye!
Oh my gosh, it smells so bad. Get back, I'll do it, I'm crazy. Ugh. It just slides right. Let me drink it. Ugh. I think that's good.